fun over here in my house, but I'm gonna do a Lego this time. So this is gonna be how I do a Lego build. Yeah, this is gonna be for the Arctic Mobile set, set 6520. I still have all the manuals to all my old Lego sets. Now, I did not actually separate my Legos, into the boxes that I didn't keep. So I had to find as many of the pieces as I can, and we'll actually see how well I'm able to assemble this Lego set with scourging through the different boxes I had to try to assemble what I think I need in order to make this Lego. It is an old Lego, it's from the year 2000. The Arctic set was pretty cool, actually. Like, they had a whole bunch of different things you could make that were in the middle of just Alaska, I'm guessing. It was like an adventure set that they used to sell, and they had like a bunch of different ones, but I really loved this one. This one was one of my favorite ones to put together, and I'm excited to see if I've assembled enough of the pieces for me to be able to actually make it completely, or at least get it halfway through. Regardless, we're gonna have fun with the build right now. It's a good old-fashioned Lego build, so get ready, sit back, let's see if I can do this fast. I don't know how long it'll take me. I recently did Legos with my nephew a couple of different times, and it took a lot longer than I remember it taking, but that's a good thing, right? Because people get Legos as an activity. So let's just start this build. Let's see. So I've assembled what I think I need from looking at it and from going through the manual a couple of times. So this will be fun. So let's just check it out, and we'll start off with the step number 1, which is right here. It's this piece. And then I gotta grab this piece right here, and we'll just slowly assemble, nice and easily. Some of the pieces I grabbed I know are not going to be the right color, because I didn't really separate my Lego collection according to what the sets were that I got, nor did I keep the boxes, because I didn't really think that far ahead, but I did think about keeping the manuals for each one of the sets I got and keeping all the pieces, which it's halfway there, right? I just didn't keep the boxes and keep them organized and separated. When I was a kid, I did actually have them organized, which is really interesting that I now just have them in one big pile in a box. They used to be in separate boxes, and it used to be a lot easier for me to like build things and to grab a manual and just redo the build, but now not as easy. No, I had to go through a huge box to be able to find what I think I need. So that's step 1, 2, and 3 done, and I got the base down, and I gotta use this guy right here, and this one right here, and this one, and a 3-piece that's like a brick. I'm supposed to let it hang off a little bit, like this, matching up with the photo like I usually do. And it looks like I'm good to go with step 5. So steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 are completed, and step 5 is just... Oh, right. There was a piece I couldn't find a second one of. I couldn't find a second piece of this, and I just got frustrated, so... But it's like the base of the automobile, so I can't really skip it, but I did grab 2 pieces that should compensate for it. We'll see how that works. It's not a full piece, so it's going to be kind of weak on one side, but it just won't be playable, I guess, but it'll be functional to some degree. Yeah, it feels strong enough, so I think I can continue on with the build. That's good. I was kind of worried about that a little bit, but now that it's been resolved, it's not that big of a deal. So now we've got the next part, which is putting on this. All right, and then it says to put on some of the wheels now already. Seems a bit early, right, to put the wheels on. It's all right, I'm not going to complain about it. It says to put these on right here. Okay. And there we go. That's good. Next one is step 7. Oh, step 7. Oh, so I put on the... Okay. I usually like the wheels and stuff go on last on most of the builds I've done, but it makes sense for this one to kind of be like, you know, it's a different type of contraption used to move the vehicle along. It's not a wheel, it's like a conveyor belt. It says for step 7, I put this on here, but I need to go this way. And yeah, no, that works. Okay, all right. That's 1 on. And next one is right here. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Just double checking. It's always good to double check when it comes to building a Lego. You don't want to make mistakes and then have to go back. Sometimes the build just doesn't make sense if you make a mistake somewhere along the line. And then I connect on here. There we go. That's nice. Just test that out. Good, the build's going pretty good so far. Can't complain. So we're going on to the next... Ooh. Excuse me. We're going on to the next step, which is step 8. And it looks like I gotta put the boards down. That's a good click right there. And step 8 is now done. Now moving on, right? Moving on up the ladder, getting it done real fast. So much fun to make Legos. I miss this. This used to be a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun. It just used to be like the only thing I cared about. So step 9, I put on these guys right here. That's easy. Oh, did I not grab? Oh, I did. Okay, so... Okay. And that takes care of step 9. Moving on to step 10. And step 10 has the stickers already added onto it, so I need to make sure I actually use the sticker pieces going the right direction. I think it's this way. I should probably look at a photo of it. But it is not that way. Alright. It's a good thing I looked at a photo. So, gotta take that off, and it goes right here. Yeah, sticker. Yeah, look at that sticker. And right there. Double checking, making sure my progress is going along perfectly, which it is. Yeah, all right. Step 10 is now done, and now I've made it 10 steps in. Look at that. The base is done. This is going to be the truck loading bay area. So it's really coming together. Step 11. Ooh. Or, wait a minute. I forgot something. I think I have to use one of these. No, it's fine. Next step. All right. So step 11, I do a thin 4 black piece right here. And I use these curving pieces to get that in there. Perfect. And I use this guy right here. All right, step 11 is now done. It matches the picture as so I know I'm really making some good progress and following it correctly. That's what's important right now. Following it correctly so I don't run into more problems later on down the line where like a piece doesn't fit because I didn't put a piece somewhere, or like a piece won't go on because there's like, you know, missing pieces in general. So now it looks like I put this down right here and this piece right here for step 12. And 2 more pieces need to be added on to complete step 12. Side gate, and side gate. And now step 12 is done. Look at that. It's coming together, right? Looks pretty good. And then I move on to the next step. Okay, it looks like I gotta put on some of the glass that's for the back window of the car. And some reflector pieces for the headlights. Putting them on right here. Yeah, just like that. It's not that complicated. Just following it little by little. Oh, the control panels. Look at that control panel. It's a speedometer. A speedometer for the car. Yeah, so I put that down here. I always loved the control pieces, you know. Yeah, this one says that they're going 82 miles an hour. Sounds about right. So we go down here as instructed, and we take our steering wheel. Oh, did I just do that? What piece was that? I'll worry about it later. And the steering wheel goes here. Oh, I found it. Why worry about it later when I could just take care of it now? If I didn't take care of it then, I just feel like, you know, well, it just would have fell into the cracks of the seat and then actually been lost. So it's a good thing I just took the time to find it. So next part, after I put the steering wheel in, I'm still on step 14. Looks like I get to put these Arctic ones on, which I mean, I just so happened to have kept them together, but it's two separate pieces that had a sticker over it. I lucked out. And bam, there, and here, and then I put window here, and window here, and that is step 14. Step 14 is now done. It's really coming together. It's starting to look like what it is, which is a mobile, you know. So step 15, that requires this guy, which I should double check this, make sure it's all good. Yeah. Wow, that was longer than I remember it being. But it does seem like it's pretty good. It's been a long time since I've played these Legos, and since I've definitely unwound this rope that was wound up with the hook that's for this mobile. So now I've got to wind it back up, but this is the process of making a Lego. You usually put this string in and feed it in, tie it, and then wind it up. So I'm just lucky that it hasn't like ripped apart or aged to a degree that it wouldn't like work anymore. Break. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm happy that it didn't break when I unwound this string that's very thin, actually. It's a very thin string, but now that I have the hook and the string wound up, I take this and it says to place it right here in the front, you know, because it's an Arctic mobile, so it needs stuff like this in order for it to be able to adventure in the terrain of the Atlantic, you know, just over there. Either the North Pole or over down in whatever. I'm moving on to step 16 now. This is step 15. Oh, wait, I missed something. It says I'm supposed to put stuff here. Oh, I see. So I need to put this here. Having different colors are throwing me off a little bit, but I can't have everything be perfect. So it's just nice to have the same pieces in general. They don't have the same look to them because they're not the same color, but they are the exact same pieces that I need to use. Okay, so now that's step 15. Step 15 is now done. Moving on to step 16, which has these guys being used. Oh, nice. So step 16, basically done. Almost there. Step 16, I also get to put the windshield on for step 16. It's not really pushing in, but you know, there we go. Don't want to push too hard on it. I could break it. Now that that is done, I move on to the next step, which is step 17. Step 17 has me put this here. the ventilation system, I guess, because these are little vents, just like that. Now the vents are on. Now I move on to the next step, which, oh yeah, right. I got impatient looking for some pieces. So I only grabbed one of these pieces, but I need two of them because it's supposed to be on both sides. But we're just gonna keep going. I also see I forgot to add this on, which is little reflector lights that go on this piece in the back. And then I move on to step 18, and that's creating the hood of the car so the driver can get in and out of the automobile. So let's see. So this piece is needed, this piece is needed, both of these pieces, this piece, this piece? Yeah, this piece is definitely needed. Oh, let's just put it together. So it says to take these two, put them side by side, and take a 4-piece and connect them together. That's easy. Do this, and we'll put the reflector on. And we'll put it on both sides. Why not, right? It's like my own build when it comes down to it. I don't need to do it exactly how it's telling me to do it. I'm just happy to be doing it in general. And this piece goes here. Yeah, we are missing a piece for right there. Well, close enough. I got enough of the pieces to where the build looks pretty good, right? So now I do this. Okay. And it says for step 18, you put this right here. Oh, and like that. That is step 18. And step 19 is taking the crate and filling the crate up with junk, whatever. And then sliding that crate into the back of the mobile, like that. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. And then I open up the compartment to put down the driver of the Arctic Mobile inside. Now, I couldn't find the original driver. I'm sure I have him somewhere, but I got one just as good to be the driver, and one that makes more sense. Something that makes more sense for someone to be in the Arctic, and it would be this Chewbacca character. Yeah, from one of my Star Wars sets. So I'm going to use Chewbacca right here, and I'm just going to put him in sitting position and put his arms up so it looks like he's driving. And I place him inside of the Arctic Mobile, just as so. And now I shut it, and now I have the Arctic Mobile with Chewbacca driving it. It makes sense to have Chewbacca be driving it, and it has its little rope and its little claw thing at the front, and it works to a great degree. Well, that is a fantastic build right there. Once again, this is the Arctic Mobile set, and it's from the year 2000. It's a great set. I loved playing with it a lot when I was a kid. I like seeing that it can be put back together and that it functions and works pretty good, actually. I do need to find another piece that's right here. One piece here and one piece here. Those are the only two pieces that I didn't include in this build. And I do know I have them somewhere. I have the original pieces for everything, to the best of my knowledge. But this was still a good build for me to do today, and I'm happy that you watched me do the build. This build's been pretty fast. It didn't take too long, but it did take me a long time to find all the pieces, because that's really what it comes down to every time. Finding all the pieces to everything. Finding the pieces to Lego sets takes forever, and they weren't separated to the degree that they are now as much so. It used to just be one bag that had like maybe 2 bags inside of it that weren't really numbered. You just kind of ripped them open. You can see how it used to work when you got your Lego set. You got like these 3 bags, and now it's like when you get a Lego set, it's like 3 bags inside that are like all numbered, and you're supposed to open them up as you build it, and they're more separated so then you don't see all the pieces at once, which is better, honestly. That does make a lot of sense. So I think that what Lego has started to do makes a lot more sense from what they used to do in the 90s and in the 2000s with their Lego sets. But it still was a lot of fun to open a bag, dump it out, and organize all the pieces, try to figure out where everything is before you really started to build, so it'd be a little bit faster. But yeah, I still have two more builds that I'll do with this set. There is the observation and like their outpost that they drag along on the back side of this. I didn't find all the pieces for that yet, but that one doesn't look that complicated. It's only like 7, 8, 9. It's also about 18 steps, 18, 19 steps to build that last part. It's the trailer that hooks onto the back of this mobile, and it's the lab that they basically have to do all the work that they do when they're like driving around in the middle of the Arctic trying to figure out how to do research and whatnot. From a Lego perspective, it's a pretty good Lego. And as a kid, it was a lot of fun playing with the Arctic sets. So it's nice to see this built, and I should take the time to find the rest of the pieces for the other builds that are included with this, because when you bought this, it came with like 3 little sets that were all inside of one box. I think you could still buy it. I mean, like, people sell old Lego sets all the time. I have a really classic old collection of Legos, so I can just kind of do what I want with the old sets that I kept, and I'm happy I did, because honestly, they're really fun to have. And looks like something else fell out. Did I lose something? Aw, dang it. Well, I threw it off now. So I wasn't losing, I didn't lose anything. I just dropped it and didn't realize that I dropped it. But now that I've done that, it's been a lot of fun for me to go through and do this Lego build. I hope you've had fun watching me do it. I don't really have anything else to do on this live stream, and I probably should go on to the next task of the day, but it's still been a lot of fun to just go through this old build. I also have these old magazines that I just wanted to show off before I start streaming. I have a whole bunch of the old Lego magazines that used to be mailed. I don't know if you ever used to get these, but these used to come in the mail, I think, monthly, and I used to be really pumped to get them. This one was the Galaxy of Adventure when they started doing Star Wars Legos, and like, you know, it was a really big deal because Legoland had also just opened up, so there's a lot of promotions for Legoland, because this is the early 2000s. There's also, this R2-D2 that was promoted that I remember saving up to get, and I still have that Lego too, and I should probably do that Lego build. I think people would probably like to see that. You know, if not, I mean, I'm still probably gonna do it. Doesn't really matter anyways, because it was a great Lego to have, and you could like program R2-D2 to do things. There's also the Bionicle sets, if people remember those. There's still this Bionicle set that I had. Like, they used to send actual like comic books for Bionicle. It is what it is, and it was pretty fun back in the day. They also had the High Adventure magazine with Lego, and the Legos that used to come out that were part of the High Adventure just kind of felt like Indiana Jones without saying it's Indiana Jones. But, you know, it was a lot of fun, and they made some really great ones that were all kind of Egyptian themed too, like Indiana Jones. But I didn't get all of those sets, but I did get most of them. There were some pretty good ones. See, like, they also had like a little bit of an adventure. Yeah, it's not just a magazine, it also has a comic inside of it. So they were promoting like the different Lego sets that you could buy that month, and also giving you like a little bit of a comic insert here and there. But there was also, I think in these, there used to be like a highlights of someone that would like do a custom build and like send in a photo of them by their build, but maybe that's not in this issue. I do remember that you used to be able to send in a photo of something that you built that wasn't a standard set, and sometimes they'd feature you in the magazine in like the back, but I don't see anything like that. There used to be like people that had some really crazy builds. Oh no, they still do it. Oh, well, no, I don't know if they still do it today, but this is what it looks like. when you'd like take a picture of whatever your builds were, you just send it into the Lego Corporation, and sometimes they publish them in their magazine. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I just felt like sharing that. It's a fun thing to look back at, and if you don't remember it, you should remember it. Or maybe you'll get in that like whiff of memories where you're like, oh right, I used to send in photos, or maybe you were featured in one of them. But it didn't give people's last names. It just says people's first names and what age they were. Because, back then it was a little bit more taboo to put your name in the paper. You didn't even use your real name when you went online. You used a fake name. And you didn't do anything that indicated where you were when you were online. So when you sent in something to be in the magazine that Lego would send out, they didn't include your last name. But they did actually include what state you were from. Not what city you lived in, because they also wanted to keep it anonymous, but what state you were from. Like these two girls did a build, and they were from New Jersey. These three friends looked like they really knew what they were doing when they built this one right here. Yeah, it's like a house in the middle of water or something. They called it the Coben by the... Yeah. Well, they did also an outer space build. I think it's the same people. Yeah. Like, they did a pretty good job back in the day bringing Lego enthusiasts together with this Lego magazine. Now, they don't have to do that anymore because we got the internet. The Lego magazine used to be so much fun to get, and I don't know what year this one's from, but it should indicate it somewhere. April 2003. This is the Lego magazine from April 2003. And the other one that I had was from Shop at Home Spring 2000. That makes sense because 2000 is when the newer Star Wars came out. So there's a whole bunch of promotions for that stuff. And this was, I wonder, is there also people that put together something nice? Or like, the thing I was just talking about where people would send in photos of their custom-made builds and then they'd be featured in the... Oh man, I remember this. This one was really cool. I never got this set. If you got this set, I'd love to see it set up, honestly. Or I'd like to see someone that has it, but it's the railroad tracks. And it's a specific railroad. Now, I did get a railroad set, but this set is not the one that I got. But this one's pretty cool. It just like has a futuristic tone to it. Kind of looks like a monorail from like Disneyland or something. But I'm just checking to see if there is... Oh yeah, do you remember these sets? These are some pretty old sets. And they don't really promote the old sets as much as they used to because they got these new sets going on and people really love the new Lego sets. But this one is like a mining set that you used to be able to get that is like, a whole bunch of miners that had their little machines and whatnot and some sort of rock creature that terrorized them. Yeah, look, there's the rock creature. So they had this rock creature that would terrorize them. And I remember reading some of the comics for that too. They also had like futuristic vehicles. Like it was here based on Earth, kind of. It kind of felt like it wasn't based on Earth. It was like a mining colony somewhere else in the universe, but that was never really specified because it's Legos. They didn't have to do that. But oh yeah, the Legoland stuff. Yeah. The Legoland promotions that were right here, because Legoland was new, like in the year 2000. It's not like it was, something that had been around for a while. People were really pumped about Legoland. Yeah, they're promoting the new Legos. I don't think that they actually have people's custom builds in this one. Oh, I had this set. I remember this set, and I remember actually, I just looked at the manual to build this one, because I was looking for this manual to be able to build this one. What was the other stuff that was in this thing? Oh, the Star Wars stuff. It's fun to look at. Look at all that Star Wars stuff. The promotions from Spring 2000. And, like this is the X-Wing that they had that you could buy. And it looks very different. Yeah, like you could buy the X-Wing today. Like they have a version of the X-Wing. I had it right here. See, like this is this year's, or this is a closer to this year's. I think this came out like a couple of years ago, but this is the X-Wing that you can buy currently. And this is the X-Wing that they released in the year 2000. It's very different. In fact, I think this one looks better. But that's just my opinion. I don't have this one to compare them side by side, but this one just kind of has more of a Star Wars look to it, on how Star Wars used to look like in the, like, you know, original trilogy, before the prequels. And this one kind of looks like a prequel one, but, you know, it's still Luke's, this is still advertised as Luke's X-Wing. And also over here. But this one kind of feel like it has more of a wingspan than this one does. I mean, it still opens up, but I don't know. Did this one close and open? Yeah, it says it does. Yeah, it says that it closes and open as well. Well, what else was sold from the Star Wars era? Did they do much more than that? Oh yeah, they also had the other Star Wars mobiles that were really cool. You had the pod racer, and then the other mobiles that were used in the just episode 1. This is all episode 1 stuff because this is the year 2000, and yeah, I don't even think the movie came out yet when they started selling this stuff. Star Wars episode 1, sets that are made for ages 7 and up, and I feel like I could buy these things before I saw the movie. I really don't remember. If you remember, I'd love to hear how that was. If it was one of those things where none of this stuff was actually released until after the movie was out, or if it was like simultaneous. I kind of remember... No, I don't really remember which way it went. If it was that you can get it... Well, I think that they probably had newer sets coming out as the movie was out as well, because when a movie came out in the year 2000 or something like that, it would be in the theaters for months, like 5 months. Now things are in theaters for like 2 weeks. Oh, and the castle sets. Now these castle sets are actually worth a lot. They're actually really fun. They were super fun to build, super hard to build, but a lot of fun. So that's the castle sets right there. I don't know, is there anything else in this magazine that's really worth looking at? Oh, here's the Arctic sets. So this Arctic mobile that I just built, oh, hold on, let me put this X-Wing away. It's not really important right now. It's important, I'm not diminishing its importance. But the Arctic build that I just did is actually promoted in the magazine from the spring of 2000. So this is the other sets that you could buy associated with this build right here. And it had like another automobile that looks similar but is very different. It's not the same at all. It's a different mobile. And then you had the actual outpost, which I think I did have this one. This one's pretty cool. It had a helicopter. It had some sort of lookout tower that they call the Civilization. Yeah. It's called the closest thing to civilization, Arctic. I forgot how you were supposed to navigate this. Take off on your own snowmobile. Ice in your way, plow it, A. Here's the name of the actual ones. So this is the Arctic Expeditioner, right there. And then this one was called the Polar Base. And they go along with this build right here. So they're part of the sets. And then there was also, the Polar Base came with a helicopter. I don't think I ever had that one. I would have remembered building a little helicopter. I always liked building helicopters. They were kind of hard to make, but they were overall worth it at the end of the day. Oh, and more Star Wars stuff. It's always fun looking at the Star Wars Legos from back then. The year 2000 was a great year. And not just because it was before things really changed after 2001. No, it's because the year 2000 was like legit. It had all the best stuff from the 90s, and it had all of the products that you really wanted in the year 2000. You had like Super Soaker 2000 and stuff like that. The year 2000 was a great year to buy stuff. And this just confirms it, because Star Wars really had some great Legos back in the spring of 2000 that you could buy in this magazine. This is the Shop at Home edition. You know, oh, and there's the Lego I just built right there, being promoted on the back of the magazine. It's a pretty good build too. It's really fast. It was $33 back in the day. Now, I don't know what it goes for right now, but retro Lego sets usually actually go for quite a bit, especially if you still have the box. I don't have the box, so I can't sell like any of mine. But I do have the manuals and the pieces still. But This one was worth $33 when it was brand new, and it's probably worth like more than $100 now. Some Legos are worth so much compared to what they actually were sold for back in the day. And you could probably still get a Lego set that's relatively the same amount of pieces for $33 today, because Legos are actually worth it. It's something nice to buy. And that pretty much does it for me here. I don't know, we looked through this magazine and we looked through this magazine. The Bionicle one, once again, Bionicles were really cool back in the day, so I really enjoyed putting them all together. And, oh right, this one's Spring at Home, the year 2000, and really right now what I want to see if there's any more Star Wars stuff. There's Harry Potter stuff like there always was, but Harry Potter also came out in the year 2000. It's like 2001, I think, that Harry Potter came out, and they had a whole bunch of Lego sets. Oh, I forgot that there was like this Barbie-like set that they used to sell. I never got any of these ones. There was also the soccer stuff, which was like you could build your own foosball. I now just remembered this, that it was a serious thing. Some people actually got it. It didn't work very well, but it was fun to make it. Let's see, so Race to Win, cars, some underground bases that didn't always make that much sense. Just creatively, I think that they were just fun to build. They had no real story element attached to them. Now everything has a IP attached to it. Like you could buy, oh yeah, okay, good, here we are. So now, more Star Wars stuff. This is just something else I wanted to show. More Star Wars stuff inside of this magazine. You had stuff from the Battle of Endor. And you also had stuff from Cloud City right there. The Battle of Endor stuff's pretty cool. That stuff I kind of wish I got some of those sets. You also have a different R2-D2 right there, and Darth Vader. A scale of it's an actually big Darth Vader. It was ages 9 and above, and it looks like it was like an actual action figure that you got to build yourself. Now this the destroyer droids that they used to sell, I always wanted to get one. I never got around to getting myself one. I should probably figure out where I can get one online and I could do a build of those, because those always looked so cool, and it rolls up into a ball. And I believe that they also made it that if you rolled it, it would just pop open after it was done rolling. I don't remember exactly, but in my brain, I hope it works like that. Like, it would be sad if it didn't work like that. Oh, and then they also had, now this, I probably should do this build. Now, I saved up for the Millennium Falcon, and I bought this Lego set back in the year like 2002, maybe 2001, but it was $99. And I remember saving up for that. It took me forever. It said Speed Through Space in the Millennium Falcon. It had 659 pieces. Now I should probably try to assemble all those pieces and do a build with the original build for the Millennium Falcon. I know that they sell a new build for the Millennium Falcon, and it's a little bit more put together. This one was much older, has a more of a retro feeling to it, and I should probably get the pieces for that one out and try to put that together. They also sold this one right here, which it says it's new, but this is an old magazine, so it's not new. But it is how they used to advertise all the Lego sets, so it's pretty nice to see. They also had the Imperial Shuttle, which I never got the Imperial Shuttle, but the Imperial Shuttle looks pretty cool, and it's not to scale, but this one, the Rebel Blockade Runner, this is from episode 1, episode 4, sorry. Episode 1 in a way, but it's really episode 4. But that's the ship that Darth Vader docks and, takes Princess Leia and basically kills the entire crew. And she's the only survivor of that. C-3PO and R2-D2 get out just fine. But, yeah, it's basically like a massacre on that ship. Yeah. And that's basically it when it comes to Star Wars stuff. It just kind of goes back into the city type of stuff that you can buy as well. Like, they had so many sets. Oh, I forgot about this. This is really nice. These are the Western sets. Now, I know I have these as well, and they were so much fun to put together, too. The Western stuff was really great back in the day. I was big on cowboys and Indians back when I was a little kid. And I remember getting this one, the Sheriff's Lockup one, where the jail blows up, and you can break out all the prisoners and whatnot. And I even got this teepee one, which has the the Native Americans in a village. Let's see if this is culturally correct at all. It says, Rapid River Village. It doesn't say anything about Indians. It doesn't say indigenous either. It just says Rapid River Village as the title, which I think was safe. That's good. That's good for them. Yeah, because it wasn't labeled as like cowboys and Indians. It was labeled as the Adventures of the Wild West. Yeah. And yeah, there's nothing that says cowboy in it. Yeah. Oh, and then they also would always end these with the Technic Zone. And these were like the advanced Legos, the ones that I couldn't always get my hands on, and the ones that were just harder to build. But it was nice. There's also robots that you could buy from them, more train stuff, which we saw in another magazine. And it's nice to see all of these different Legos. These were only 3 magazines that I brought out. I actually have every single magazine that I ever got from them still, because I like to keep these things. I liked keeping them when I was a kid. I like having them now. I liked showing them to you guys, and maybe I'll show more off to you guys. If people really liked seeing this stuff, I don't see why I wouldn't just go live again and go through the rest of the magazines, and we could look at what they used to have in days of old, which isn't really that long ago. And it wasn't that long, or that old. I'm not that old, but the year 2000 is quite a ways away now. 24 years away. So, yeah, it's just how it is. Now I feel old, but I'm not that old. But it doesn't matter. Regardless, that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is me wrapping up this live stream. I've gone through some magazines. I've done an old build with the Arctic Zone. The Arctic Mobile is made, and I had the manual to go through the whole step-by-step process of putting this old Lego together and getting it down, and only missing about 2 pieces. 2 pieces are not in the build. Besides that, the build looks pretty good, right? So thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and looking forward to seeing me again with another build, because I think doing Lego builds is probably the most entertaining thing for me to do live, and maybe going through more of these magazines is also something that I might do as well. If people like seeing it, I don't see why I shouldn't take the time to do it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Now I'm going to cut off this feed. And here too. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me to go live. I hope you've had a lot of fun watching me go live, because I've had a lot of fun watching you watch me, which isn't really true. I can't see you at all.